Hello, everybody. My name is Mary Lopez, and I will be presenting the evidence-based practice of anchored instruction for students with disabilities. Anchored instruction is a technology-centered approach that highlights the importance of putting learning within a meaningful, problem-solving context, according to Love 2004, making this strategy fall under the social constructionism paradigm. This approach derives from multiple perspectives, which allow learning to become contextualized, thus helping students meet realistic goals and facilitates the learning process. Boji et al. 2015 indicates there are several studies that support anchoring instruction as an effective strategy to help students with disabilities, specifically learning disabilities. Anchored instruction sustains genuine interest, strengthens procedural skills, and deepens conceptual understanding for any type of students, regardless of whether or not they have a disability. This is why it is such a good technique because it helps all students. This is important because it does not make students with disabilities feel like the class is being taught in any special way because they are in the room. It provides instruction that is applicable to all. According to Cruz, Biswas, Goldman, and Bransford 1997, there are 7 principles that make up anchored instruction. The first principle is generative learning format. This typically involves a story that leads up to a problem which would be of interest to students. The ending of the story needs to be created by the learner, which will be the solution to the problem. This method provides intrinsic motivation through active learning because the student takes ownership of the problem, providing them with constant engagement during class. The second principle is video-based presentation format. This format provides a video medium that allows students to comprehend complex and interconnected problems better than if the information were to be presented in text format. This technique proves better for students who have difficulty reading. The video brings life to the characters and presents an authentic storyline. Another advantage to this method is that the video incorporates background information that may motivate the study of other problems in mathematics or other domains. The third principle is narrative format. For this format, the video is designed to give a narration for the accountability of the characters, setting information, the initial event, and the events that follow. The challenge at the end of the video flows naturally, giving the impression that students are solving a realistic problem rather than just responding to a lecture video. The fourth principle is problem complexity. The story presented in the lesson should have an advanced level of complexity to require the students' full attention as well as stimulate their curiosity. The problems posed in the story should require several steps for it to be resolved. This is based on the principles for the environment of anchored interactive learning that state that students must be trained to deal with a complex range of problems that are more realistic. The fifth principle is embedded data design. The story for this format has embedded information within the story that is necessary to solve the problem. The story should also include numerous amounts of extraneous or irrelevant information. This would allow for the learner to understand the question posed to determine what information is important to answer the question. The sixth principle is called opportunities for transfer. This method allows students to transfer their already learned knowledge from one subject and transfer it to another subject. This allows for deeper understanding and skill transfer. This also allows for the student to use their knowledge in a spontaneous situation. The seventh principle is called links across the continuum. This format already has all the necessary information to solve the issue. This allows for the story to be used as a platform to introduce other subjects to provide a holistic learning approach. These principles equally influence each other and operate as one entity rather than independently. The use of video in a classroom piques the interest of students and motivation to learn. Anchored instruction provides the necessary guidance for less motivated students, which in this case may be students with disabilities, because they may feel inferior to their non-disabled peers. The narrative format, the narrative design of stories being presented, the complexity of the challenge, and inclusion of embedded data in the stories all present learning opportunities to find related information and help the students with decision making, while still keeping the complexity of a task manageable. Narrative formatting also makes it easier to input information for related issues that provide opportunities for links across the continuum. According to Hsing Yi and Xu 2002, studies have found that students made significant gains with peer learning, found the class more interesting, and demonstrated less work avoidance through this type of instruction. The following will talk about how anchored instruction is incorporated in a classroom. According to Fried, Zanini, Wheeler, Lee, and Cortez 2005, anchored instruction provides context to a problem. Creating a problem statement is a key factor, followed by an extraction and organization of data related to the problem. Anchored stories use embedded data, which are hints that are used as scaffolding to solve the problem. Teachers facilitates and coaches the students through anchored-based learning process. There are several teaching strategies that can go with anchored instruction. I will be using two for these examples. The first strategy is the use of analogous problems. Analogous problems using new data can help students to engage in what-if thinking about the original scenario and can also help students understand problems more deeply by exploring the relationship among pertinent variables. Another strategy to incorporate anchored instruction in the classroom is extension problems. Extension problems requiring similar skills or strategies can be used in the initial scenarios to facilitate transfer of those skills to a variety of tasks and to reflect on meaning beyond initial scenario. Why does anchored instruction work so well? Simple. It is fun and engaging. Imagine how excited we all were as kids when the teacher brought out the TV. As the teacher pushed the TV cart into the room, everyone was overjoyed that the teacher wouldn't be giving out another lecture. Anchored instruction gets the students to want to learn without it being a hassle to them because in their minds they find it cool to watch stories on video. It is educational yet interesting. Students with disabilities especially would benefit from this because it takes the stress off of trying to conceptualize an idea when the video provides it for them, according to Love, 2004. Any subject can be applied with the use of anchored instruction. But one of the best subjects that work with anchored instruction, according to research, is math. Math can be difficult for students with disabilities because they have difficulty with grasping the content. This occurs because the student's working memory may be overloaded with problems that over time become complex. Anchored instruction gives a breakdown of these problems in a way that students can decode with visuals that apply deeper meaning to the solution. Video-based anchored math problems have shown positive results for students with disabilities, according to Bocci et al. 2015. The following video demonstrates how anchored instruction is applied in a second grade classroom. It is approximately 7 minutes long, so I have included the link so you could view it at your own discretion. Please refer to the script. Thanks for watching.